Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Dear Holiness, I'm Nick Jankowski, a professor of the Moscow State University Genetics Department. I will be moderating the meeting today because Tatiana Chernigovskaya unfortunately lost her voice just before the meeting. I had a chance to meet you twice in recent years at the dialogues with the Russian scientists. The first one was in Delhi in 2017. We were discussing the questions of mind, brain, and consciousness. The second one was in Dharamsala in 2018, where we discussed the unity of nature on all levels. All that had enormous influence of all of us, me included. I'm thankful to you for the chance to meet and to be in personal contact with Buddhist scientists. The meetings made me see the world in my work as a scientist differently. After the meeting, I have shared my new vision with my colleagues in an article in a Russian scientific journal. I'm also grateful to you for explaining your view on problems of ethics in science, which I have forwarded to a conference of young Russian scientists in biology in 2018. Your Holiness, the main participants of today's meetings are students of Russian universities. I'm sure meeting you will be an important event in their lives as it was to me. The topic today is our world in the time of change. The changes are always happening. However, the most important questions are always different for each new generations. Your Holiness, we are used to perceive our way of life as something stable and unchanging. The pandemic of coronavirus clearly demonstrated how fragile is our world. In the situation of uncertainty, we are looking for support and advice. This support and advice is especially important for people who are just entering the adult life. Your Holiness, please share with us your view on our world in the time of change. And afterwards, the students from different parts of Russia will ask you their questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. Now, we all same human being. So we all want happy life. Do not want suffering. Even though other animals, insects also, we all have sort of same sort of desire to have happy life without disturbances. Then we human being, one special thing is human intelligence. So in order to achieve happy life, we use this intelligence. Sometimes, you see, although we have this intelligence, but because of short-sighted and narrow-minded. Now, for example, since I think a few thousand years, you see, we human beings with this intelligence, now in previous century, I think mainly previous century, with desire, but short-sighted, narrow-minded. Simply, we, I. For example, we Tibetan, just although we pray, all sentient being, but in practical level, we Tibetan. You Russians also, you see, think Russia, like that. So, because of that, look, previous century, because of the First World War, and then Second World War, all this human creation. And then, because of our intelligence, say, in previous century, since previous century, we develop scientific sort of knowledge. And that these knowledge, wonderful knowledge, you see, used for destruction, for military purposes. So, like nuclear weapon, and all sorts of rocket, or these sort of destructive, also the missions. So, all this, because of thinking, just we, then ultimately I. Now time come, we have to think humanity, not just one nation. So, because we have to live together on this small planet, so there is no basis division within 7 billion human beings, and we and they and fight. It's unrealistic. That's old thinking. So now, to build happy world, happy humanity, national differences, religious differences, cultural differences is secondary. Important is we all same human being. We have to live together on this planet. We want happy world. We want a peaceful world. So now the previous thinking is, I feel, due to, you see, at that sort of particular circumstances, small nations, and then you see too much emphasis, we, and then war, all these things happen. So now, 21st century, we have to think 7 billion human beings, one sort of human family, and we all live together on this planet. So now, in this respect, Russia, different federation, Russia, great nation. So you have great potential to build happy world. So I am very happy having this opportunity. So thank you. Any questions we can discuss very frankly. No need diplomacy. Just should feel you are talking another human being. We are same. Emotionally, physically, mentally, we are same. We all want happy life. We all want happy world. Like that. So So I am very much sort of happy to discuss with Russian friends from different universities of Russia. Thank you.
Questions?
Questions, yes.
Your Holiness, our first question is from Kalmykia. It will be asked by Ruslan Nasunov, student of Kalmyk State University. Ruslan, take the floor, please.
Thank you. Your Holiness, since the very beginning of the current pandemic, we, students volunteers of the Kalmyk State University, did our best to provide assistance to lonely and handicapped people, bringing them food and medicines. At the same time, we risked our lives. We risked to be infected by the coronavirus. Your Holiness, my question is, should we actually risk our life out of compassion?
Yes, your question. Firstly, out of sort of sense of compassion. Now, on practical level, if you truly practice compassion, and you should take more concern about others' well-being rather than yourself. So, if you see certain work to help other people, including this illness, in spite some danger for your own case, I really admire number of nurses, doctors now really taking care about now these new illness. In spite danger, they really helping. I really admire. That's the real practice of karuna, compassion. Like that. So, the real compassion is a sense of concern of others' well-being rather than yourself. So, in order to to gain some benefit to other, sacrifice your own difficulties and including even your own life is worthwhile. And particularly, we Buddhist and also Indian tradition, we consider life after life. If you sacrifice your own this life, you see, it's 100% sure you get a very good next life. And then, if you believe Jesus Christ or Muhammad, you see, serving other or sacrifice your own life, not fighting, genuine out of compassion, sense as a concern of others' well-being, then God take care you. You really carry genuine as children of God. God, infinite love. We are children of that kind of God. So therefore, you see, in order to serve other people, even though you have some danger, despite that, serving is wonderful. Wonderful. Like that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Holiness, next question is from Buryatia. It will be asked by Zhargal Harasanov. Zhargal, are you here?
Yeah, thank you. For the Western followers, Buddhism is science and philosophy. For the traditional Buddhists, Buddhism is first of all religion and faith. Your Holiness, my question is, what is the difference between faith based on conviction and blind faith?
Now, genuine faith of human, with human mind, the reason, awareness, deeper awareness, combine that deeper awareness and faith, human being, I think as a nature, it go that. So, particularly in Indian tradition, including Buddhist tradition, you see, faith or awareness or wisdom should go together. So then faith investigate, through investigation, you saw sufficient sort of reason, then develop faith. That faith is much sounder. So, like Buddhism, genuine faith must combine with awareness or wisdom. There are, you see, in in the teaching of Buddha, made clear, because of the dull people, their faith, just faith. More intelligent people, faith with reason. Tibetan word, one cheji chandrang, one do tebe chandrang. So, one cheji chandrang, investigate reasoning. Then you find the reason why you develop faith. That faith is very sound, very stable. Another faith, or some people say it is good, and I just follow. That is ondu tebejana. So, proper, in case of Buddhism, and proper sound faith must be based on reason. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Your Holiness, the next question will be asked by Evgenia Smelova, student of St. Petersburg State University. Evgenia?
Good morning. So the notion of beauty has different designations in different languages. In English, we say a flower or a woman is beautiful. In Tibetan, there will be a different word for it. The definition of beautiful varies from culture to culture and from person to person. Your Holiness, my question is there anything in that world that would be beautiful absolutely for everyone?
I usually say, warm-heartedness. You see, that's real beauty. Even animal appreciate that. Then you see beauty, physical level, some different color or something. You see, at a certain level, some attraction. But these are not very stable. The very beautiful face, you see, if you see that person, you say, become friend, after few days or few weeks, then negative emotion come. Then that as a beautiful face is no longer any effect. So real beauty is in heart, compassion. We call compassion, karuna. That's a real sort of beauty. I think the real beauty here, compassion or karuna, or sort of the sense of loving kindness, and then automatically the face express the genuine or happy or sort of attitude, and it become very easily become very close. Anyone, including your enemy, keep here you see sense of concern, and even sensible enemy also appreciate like that. So real beauty is inner beauty. That is very important. Okay.
Thank you. Your Holiness, the next question is from Tuva. It will be asked by Lera Balcherbai, student of Tuvan State University. Lera, are you here?
I have recently participated in the discussion of your book, Universe in a Single Atom. And I understood that apart from science, humanity needs to develop spirituality. However, we are living in an age of high technologies. Your Holiness, my question is, what do you think about IT technologies, and don't you see a conflict between spirituality and development of high technologies? Thank you.
No, thank you. Very good question. Computer, so on, you see, this mechanic thing, you see, used by human being. So these sort of technology carried by with sense of karuna, sense of compassion, then very good. The computer, like computer, this machine, that machine itself, you see, have no emotion, you see, no sort of ability to show a compassion feeling. So everything depends user of this technology. Person who use this technology with sense of concern of others' well-being or compassionate feeling, then these machines also, you see, become constructive, positive. Same machine, the next day, someone who have full anger, full jealousy, they use the same machine, then you see it becomes something negative, destructive. So a mission is mission. They ultimately depend on we human being. We human being also, you see, by nature we are more compassionate. Look, from birth, we received the maximum love from our mother. Then at least the next few years, you see, our survival entirely depends on others' care, others' affection. Without that, you die. So that is the, now some scientists say, any social animal, you see, naturally they have some kind of sense of concern of their own community. So we are social animal. Therefore, by nature, we have the sense of taking care about your own community. So now, I think the problem is modern existing education. Not much talk about this inner value. The modern education mainly come from West. So the modern education about external material thing, not talking about our internal values. So recent years, I have several times discussion with scientists. I'm telling them the scientists not only pay attention about technology, now scientists should pay more or equally pay more attention about our inner value. So now a number of scientists now sort of agree that we should pay more attention about our inner value, mainly compassion, sense of concern of others' well-being. So perhaps you may heard or may not, I use the word the physical hygiene and emotional hygiene. So now we should pay equally important attention about hygiene of emotion. Hygiene of physical very fit, but full of anger, no use. So real hygiene is emotion, peaceful, compassionate emotion. That's really inner, hygiene, like that.
Thank you. Your Holiness, the next question will be asked by Anna Nosova, student of the Moscow State University. Anna?
Good morning. The highest ideal of Buddhism is enlightenment. So, Your Holiness, my question is, what definition would you give to this word, enlightenment? And will humanity survive if everyone becomes enlightened?
According as a Buddhist as a concept, the Buddhahood means all our negative emotion purified, and the very nature of mind is clear light with compassion. So all these destructive emotion is actually based on ignorance. Ignorance is not very nature of mind. Very nature of mind is clear light. So all these negative emotion, no sort of sound basis. If we think more, training, then all these negative emotion can eliminate the very nature of clear light of mind become fully developed. That's Buddha. So all these past great masters of the Buddha Dharma, they all, you see, practice that. And they wrote a lot of books about how to purify our mind and the very nature of mind. I also used to study and practice. So I have full conviction. Basic nature of mind is clear light, not ignorance. Ignorance, therefore, you see, ignorance can reduce, then eventually can remove with help of wisdom. It's the very word of Buddha is some kind of wisdom, like that. Enlightened. Enlightened means wisdom, like that. That's Buddhist way of thinking. And different sort of religious tradition, of course, is a different sort of explanation. You know, the all theistic religion, in a way, you see, we all created by God. We are creation of God. So God, infinite love. So eventually God take care of us, all of us. So okay. According to Buddhism, you see no creator. You yourself is the master of yourself. You see, your future now here, not only just within lifetime, but life after life. Even if you see galaxies, one galaxy eventually disappear, another galaxy is to come. So sentient being continuously. So different physical, but same nature of mind. So changing galaxies, but same being. So same continuation of this mind. So we can purify this mind. The very nature of mind is clear light. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Buryatia. It will be asked by Yegor Vasiliev. Yegor, please take the floor.
Thank you. Your Holiness, for the recent years, Buryat Geshes have been giving public talks on Buddhist philosophies for lay audiences, which are mostly attended by women. So, Your Holiness, my question is, why do you think that women are more interested in the spiritual life?
Yes, that I think female, the look Christian and Islam and many other sort of religious tradition. I notice in the West, you see, Christian monk much less, more nuns. So I think, although it is not nice say, but female more, also they sense something relying on other. So therefore, the female, not only Buddhism, but all different religious traditions follow the female more faith. I think in deep insight, some kind of, relying to help other, helping, receive,
giving helps,
or relying on others' help, like that. But in Buddhism, the Buddha give equal right, male and female, no differences, bhikshu and a bhikshuni, like that. So, because of the physical condition, female usually little sort of, self-confidence, maybe less, like that. Okay. Yes?
Thank you. Your Holiness, the next question will be asked by Irina Baikova, student of the Moscow State University. Irina, please take the floor.
Good morning. Buddhism has actively interacted with different religions and cultures in the 20th and 21st centuries. Your Holiness, my question is, what new ideas and values has Buddhism adopted in this interaction? And what challenges and problems remain inevitable?
Buddhism, of course, I never say Buddhism is best. Religion is individual matter, individual concern. So to some people, the Christian faith is much effective, much suitable. Then Buddhism, the Buddha's time, the Pali tradition, not much use reason. Then gradually, Nalanda institution eventually become Buddhist center. And Nalanda tradition, since is itself the intellectual sort of institution. So Buddhism in Nalanda, then you see extensively use reason, like Nagarjuna and Arya Asanga, so on, particularly like the Kasadi, Chandakirti, Dhautava, Chandakirti, really very, very sharp mind and very independent sort of mind. He even mentioned some sort of Buddhist theory, subtle theory. Nothing exists by itself. All mere designation and mere name. That kind of philosophy, even you see some Nalanda master, you see, reject that. So the Chandakirti mentioned this very, very subtle level of Madhyamika philosophy. Even some of these Nalanda master like Bosuband and Dignac, these are great scholars. But Chandakirti mentioned these great scholars, they out of also afraid. Everything does not exist as appears. So these great master, they abandon this very, very subtle Madhyamika philosophy. So Chandakirti mentioned yes. So therefore, everything, you see, also they should analyze through reason, not through faith. Even Buddha's own word, if we investigate some contradiction, we have a right to reject even Buddha's own word. We always consider investigation, reasoning, that's most important. Wisdom, the antidote of ignorance, not by faith, but by wisdom. Wisdom comes from reasoning, like that. So, so in 20th century, 21st century, I think we learned as different people's different religious sort of thinking. Useful, very good. I think I'm student of a Nalendra master. So I always see emphasis on reason. That's why I have very close relation with modern scientists. Also, Buddhist tradition, not based on faith or not based on literature, but reasoning. So, so far, not only myself, but also there are several thousand scholars who study these these ideas. At least in India, at least 13 or 14 years study. In Tibet, previously, 30 years study. So, we never face some problem with our idea. No problem. Since we are a faith entirely based on reason, investigation. So even scientists, some scientists, even you say, their profession as a scientist, but in deep inside Buddhist, there are some, because they saw Buddhist way of thinking is reasoning. Always use reason, not faith. So we have never faced some problem. No, if you have sufficient knowledge, then the Buddhist faith entirely based on reason. So, no problem. Okay. I never say Buddhism is best because religion is individual business, individual matters or differences. So different religion is more suitable, more useful, like that. I'm Buddhist. We trained logic, everything, investigate logical way. So, for me, Buddha Dharma was more reliable, like that. Okay. Now, next question.
Yeah. Your Holiness, the next question is from Kalmykia. It will be asked by Milana Poshtanova, student of Kalmyk State University. Milana, are you here?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Your Holiness. Last year, students had to study online, and you've been also teaching online these days. My question is, how important do you think is a personal communication between a student and a teacher when they can actually see each other and talk to each other offline?
Of course, in a certain sort of teaching, with teacher or directly contact, also you see useful. But basically, Buddha's own teaching, which eventually we translated into Tibetan, about 100 volumes. So we only read, you see, these books, we never saw Buddha. We have no expect Buddha some way come. Never. Buddha passed away. Buddha's sort of message remain. We can study. So, I think generally, in Tibetan case, Buddha's own word about 100 volumes, and then commentary wrote by Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, so on, Indian master, Nalanda master, about 200 volumes. And then Tibetan masters, I think at least more than 10,000 volumes. We study these books. If there is sort of possibility to get information or explanation through experience, one individual practitioner, it is good. But without that, we can learn from these books. Okay. Now, for example, my own case, Nagarjuna's text, Nagarjuna no longer there, but his text, you see, I study daily thinking, and Chandrakirti's book, I daily thinking. So something they are teaching, something very living. A person no longer there. Okay. Next.
Yeah, the next is will be asked by Michael Ivanov, student of St. Petersburg State University. Michael, are you here?
Yes. Good morning, Your Holiness. It's a pleasure seeing you here. And my question is our life predetermined by higher forces, or we are the masters of our destiny? To which extent our actions can influence our life, making it better or worse?
Now, as I already mentioned, those theistic religion, believe God creates. Then Buddhism and Jainism mainly, you see, these traditions of India, you see, no creator. So, self-creation. Now, this galaxy disappear, and the next galaxy also, you see, our own creation, our own karma. Now, you see, due to our own karma or action, you see, it causes next, galaxies, like that. So, no other creator, according to Buddhism. So everything on us, on individual. If you practice, train our mind, and mainly altruism, infinite altruism, and wisdom practice, then you can end your samsaric life. But life still remain till we become Buddha, like that. So our mind is no beginning, no end, always go there. The difference is so long our mind combined with ignorance, then we are a sentient being. When our ignorance completely eliminated, then our mind becomes Buddha's mind. But self still remain, like that. Okay.
Great, thank you. Your Holiness, the next question is from Tuva. It will be asked by Victoria Dorju, student of Tuva State University. Are you here, Victoria? Victoria?
Your Holiness, there are many abandoned children in our world.
And I feel very pity for them because they don't have a mother or any family members, and only a small percentage of them will become healthy and fully personalities. Your Holiness, my question is, what can we do to help them? Thank you.
Yes, basically, our life, you see, the result of the previous life sort of karma. But that does not mean we cannot change. No. Our life, I think something children, brain from birth, some kind of great damage of brain, then sometimes it's difficult. Otherwise, we can, because of the basic mind there, we can take our own health, physical health, as well as mental health. Then difficulties, you see, it is wrong to say, oh, due to your own karma, nothing can be done. Wrong. Buddha never said that. Yes, it is your own karma, but karma can change. Karma, action entirely depend on motivation. So you can change. So it is wrong. Oh, it is your own karma. Now nothing can be done. It is wrong. But you see, karma can change. But in some cases, you see, some people who really, you see, face difficulties, and because of these difficulties, you see, their mind something much disturbed, or then in some cases we can say, oh, due to your own karma, now nothing can be done. But you cannot generalize all these things. As long as can change, or even karma, previous certain karma due to previous lives, we can change. But in case, you see, beyond our ability to change, then it is better to believe, oh, due to my own karma, like that. Okay. Yes?
Your Holiness, we have some more questions sent to us. May I ask you those? The first one is, patience is very difficult to practice. How do we cultivate patience? Shall I repeat it?
Patience, you see, long run, you see, patience is wrong. If you patience all these suffering, all these mental ignorance, then no way to achieve Buddhahood. So you see, the certain level, in spite of your effort, you see, no way to overcome, and then patience is good. But deeper level or higher level, patience is wrong. Since we have Buddha nature, we must have complete sort of faith. With faith, courage, I can achieve Buddhahood. I can overcome all these negative things. Like the Nagarjuna or these great Indian master. So why not we cannot achieve such things? So full self-confidence. Okay. In certain case, you see, you cannot sort of, how should they, overcome, and then patience, okay, like that. Now, next question.
Yeah, two more questions from students sent us. How do you define Buddhism as science?
가서.
낭추디 천리 인당데 간디스 낭추디 천리 인당셔로 낭베추 천리 때문에서 천리 인당데 대시 간디스 빙세나스 요마르디 군주 단도 뒤조래.
Okay. Now, when I was in Tibet, usually, you see, we have very little contact with scientists. I have keen interest about science from childhood. I always have the curiosity. Why this happened, why? So after I came to India, I have the opportunity meeting with scientists. So I have very, very keen to discussion with scientists. And since Nalanda tradition, always reasoning, so scientific sort of research, very helpful. So in India, one of our college, they also, you see, now create the scientific research sort of laboratory or something. And even, you see, our final examination is a science, one subject. Formally, we adopted final examination. The science should include, like that. So, number of sort of Buddhist scholars, now they very enjoy also they discussing with scientists. And myself also, you see, now last few decades, I have many opportunity meeting with scientists. Mainly, science come from West, so mainly concerned about material thing. So now, modern scientists, very little knowledge about mind, about emotion, and how to tackle emotion. So now we are helping scientists, you see, more sort of awareness about mind, about emotion. So number of scientists, as I already mentioned, is really showing a genuine concern. So we also, you see, we are not talking with scientists about next life or deeper level, but simply is how to carry these peace of mind, and then how to tackle anger, fear, like that. So, correct to it. So now, these emotion, deeper level, I think mental, deeper level of mind, mental creation, but with combination of human brain. So now, brain specialist, you see, we can discuss these things. Like Richard Davidson, it's very useful. But meantime, all emotion cannot explain thoroughly on the basis of brain. So there are something which affect our brain. So that's emotion, that's a mind. Mind, there are many levels of, many levels of mind when our sensorial mind still active. Then dream time, the sensorial level, mind no longer working, and then dream level, another level of mind. Then someone faint, then even deeper level of consciousness. So we have also some the techniques how to utilize. Firstly, dreamtime mind. Then further goes very at a faint or very subtle mind still there. So we can, through experience, through gradually we can practice at the time at a level of faint level of mind, like that.
One more question. How do you manage to stay at peace when there is so much hurt in the world?
Kasa.
怎么领导？但是你这个什么这忙不休息，你个当就没了跑肚当呀，但这忙不休息也来传染，俺是生理系的看这是伢咋去多久了是
I think like due to also the global level warming, these things basically beyond our control. But at the same time, we also have some sort of also the like you see, we have now already technology, solar system, and then kasa
solar power, no.
They just on the wind
clean energy.
Oh, wind power, so clear energy. So we can use. I mean, we can now less use coals and these things. So use the technology with help of science. Then eventually we can more clean atmosphere, like that. So these the scientific sort of was the through scientific sort of research, this technology very useful. Now, in some extent, you see, we can reduce these sort of danger. But ultimately, the global warming beyond sort of the technology, eventually, world will disappear, like that. So, with the help of science or technology, in some extent, we can do, and then some level beyond, like that. So mainly, peace of mind, or that is, you see, even at the time of dying, we can maintain peace of mind. And according, also the Indian tradition, mind still go life after life. So we can maintain peace of mind life after life. And eons, like that. Okay?
Okay. I see no more questions up to now. Your Holiness, I would like to thank you very much for your time devoted to communication to young people of Russia. And it was very important, to me included, and it was great pleasure to be in contact to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Many Russian republics traditionally also the Buddhist. So now we should sometimes see we also the people who have not much study, not much knowledge, then Buddhism also you see consider some prayer or some ritual. So you should not content that level. We should pay more attention for study, Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist logic. When we pay more attention, then scientific knowledge also you see also related. And as I already mentioned, number of scientists are now really showing interest in Buddhist psychology or Buddhist knowledge about mind, these things. So many of republics as a traditionally Buddhist follower, so you should pay more attention for study. Should not content just some prayer and recitation, some mantra, or you should not content that way. We should pay more attention like a Nalanda tradition. Always study, thinking. So that's important. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you again. Bye-bye.